Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before starting, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Anil Hari. I am a student of Yogyakarta State University majoring in accounting. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. And the square is for those who keep their duty unto Him. Further, there will be no hostility except against wrongdoers. Blessing and salvation be upon the most honorable prophet and messenger, his family, all these people, and those who follow them in goodness till the day of judgment. And offer my experience of gratitude to Allah due to His favor and charity, so we could carry out this activity. Besides, I would never forget to thank Protocol who has given me the opportunity so that I can deliver my speech in front of you all. In this good occasion, decide to preach on the title Juvenile Delinquency. We all know that now there is a lot of juvenile delinquency with a lot of negative behavior in society. Examples such as smoking, and even more dangerous is trying drugs at an early age. Although initially only tried it, but eventually become addict, leading to addiction. Various causes of juvenile delinquency can originate from the mistake of parents' upbringing, or they do not pay attention to the development and also the association of their children, or can also be caused due the teenage association factor which incorrectly choose environment. However, it is not entirely if it's teenagers who fall into a negative environment for the mistakes of their parents. Teenagers should be able to choose what is best for him and what is bad for him. A child must be able to determine with consideration. If he choose the if I'm sorry, if he choose to enter a good environment, then when he grows up, he may be a good person too. On the other hand, if his child prefers a bad environment, then maybe when he grows up, he will become a bad person. However, not a few adults and teenagers have a bad past change it in the future. Usually, people who used to have a bad past change for the better cause of regret, which hit hard on the heart so that he changed, and also because of circumstance that no longer support him into the bad thing. There are various ways for a child to enter into a good environment, namely by providing an understanding of juvenile delinquency. Tell the child about the dangers of a bad environment so that the child is reluctant to choose a bad environment. There are several things that parents to mentors can do for the child, namely about the dangers of drugs. Drugs are also called narcotics, psychotropica, illegal drugs, and addictive. The most popular drugs in Indonesia are marijuana, methamphetamine, ecstasy, dan heroin. Drugs will cause physical and psychological addiction effect. So do not be surprised if there are many dangers of drugs for health. The dangers of drug for health that must be paid more attention to, namely brain cell damage. Drugs will affect the part of the brain that is responsible for the life feeling. This section is called the limbic system of the hypothalamus. It is the hypothalamus that has been giving rise to a feeling of pleasure when consuming it. The hypothalamus is the pleasure center in the brain. In addition, the child's parent or supervisor can inform the child about the dangers of free sex. Simply put the definition of free sex that is commonly known in Indonesian society is sexual behavior carried out outside of marriage. And in practice, it can happen between one partner or one person with multiple partners. Worse, this can also be done without commitment or even without emotional ties, including sex in courtship, one night love, prostitution, to swap partner with other partner. There are several factors that cause free sex behavior, including the following: the influence of electronic media and print media, environmental influencers, low religious moral education, lack of knowledge, hormonal change when a person enters adolescence, which cause the sex organs to mature and require training. The motivation to manifest affection and love is dominated by feelings of closeness and a clear sense of commitment. Having free sex also has an impact on human psychological conditions, which include the emergence of concern about pregnancy and various sexual disease, depreciation, affect character development. Pregnancy occurs at a young age. In addition, parents or adolescents counselors can also conflict about the dangers of drinking alcohol or what is often known as drunkenness. The dangers of alcohol beverage to health have been reported very often. When consumed in excess and in the long term, alcohol beverage and damage organs and cause addiction. In fact, it is not uncommon for alcohol poisoning to occur, which can be fatal. Many people drink alcohol to feel calmer or easier to sleep. However, the various benefits of alcohol beverage can only be obtained if you consume them wisely, namely in moderate amounts and not too often. A study shows that the habit of consuming alcohol beverage is one of the highest causes of death. World Health Organization states that at least 3 million people die each year due to alcohol beverage, both due the both due to the direct effect of alcohol and the disease it causes. In addition to increasing the risk of death, alcohol addiction can also damage the liver or liver. This organ, I'm sorry, they can also damage the liver. This organ function to help the process of digestion of food. People who are addicted to alcohol are very at risk for impaired liver function due to liver disease. Not only that, the dangers of alcohol beverage will also increase the risk of various other health problems. Not only that, juvenile delinquency in this day and age can commit criminal acts such as stealing. These are some examples of juvenile delinquency that have very big consequence. It takes patience and high consistency to discipline teenagers who are naughty and misbehave. As a parent, of course, you should not give up in educating them. Here are various juvenile delinquency solutions that you can apply. For the first, make strict rules and punishment. The next way to deal with juvenile delinquency is to make strict rules. Sometimes teenagers can do things that are out of bounds to see how their parents respond. Therefore, it is important to you to create strict rules and punishment. For example, if your child come home too late, you can forbid them to go outside the following week. That way, they will begin to obey the rules and discipline so they don't repeat their mistake again. And next, don't hide anything. Talking openly without hiding anything can help parents and teenagers have better communication. With this open communication, teenagers will become more aware of existing boundaries and regulation. In this opportunity, help the child in choosing a good decision. And next, write down the rules on paper. If you've made rules for teens, write them down on paper and post them where the kids will see them. After that, ask the child to seek it. This is considered a solution to overcome juvenile delinquency, which is quite effective. If a child still violates the rules, remind them that they have agreed to the rules and must face the consequence in the form of punishment for their bad action. And the rest, let them live their own consequences. Teenagers often turn to their parents for help when they are serving punishment or the consequences for their bad treatment. Try once in a while to let them to go to and deal with it on their own. However, make sure that this can deter them from repeating their bad deeds again. If you are sure, ask the teenager to serve the sentence without the help of his parents. In this way, parents can certainly have an important role in educating their children so that the behavior of children develop develops well in accordance with what is expected by their parents. In addition, if the child can be a good person, of course, it will also be very useful for others. Thank you for your kind attention to my speech. I'm sorry if there is any word or my behalf which unpleasing you all. And to the good and to the God, I beg for forgiveness. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.